It's all because those two buckets fuel, bucket, fills the third bucket of your life of time, which if life equals time, is the time you spend with friends, family, and recreation. Hey, I think it's important for me to share a little revelation I had some 15 years ago. I've been sharing this with some of my staff in the last couple weeks. I've been meeting with each one of my staff members, and that's been going really, really well. And I've been starting the conversation telling them a story about something that happened to me about 15 years ago or so. Actually, it's probably more like 20 years ago. And I was sitting out on my porch and I was drinking tea, literally drinking some sweet tea. Honestly, I shouldn't drink that now. I definitely don't drink that now at 55. That's not good. But as a physical therapist in private practice, as an owner, I started to think about life, right? I mean, I've been fighting the good fight, been working really hard and trying to make it go right. And I'm like, well, what is this all for? Like, well, what is life really all about? Well, what is life? And so then I thought about, well, life must be time, right? Because when time runs out, it's out. Like when it expires, you expire. So if life equals time, this was just my rudimentary way of thinking about it, then, well, what is time? Like, and where am I spending my time? What's really important in my life with the time that I do have? There's no guarantee that I'm going to have any more time. So as a PT, you've been hearing a lot about this work-life balance with the millennial generation, zennial generation. I don't even know what's going on there. But with us, I was like, well, this is important for us too. You know, we need to have this quality of life kind of thing. So I was able to sit there as I'm sitting there just drinking away, eating, or not eating, just thinking. And I thought, time is actually in three buckets. There is 1/3 of your life you're going to spend sleeping. So you better buy a good bed and good pillows because you're going to spend a lot of time there. Another third of your life you're going to spend working, right? You're going to be working because you want to get as much green paper with dead presidents on it. You want to get as much financial stability and security as you can. And why is that? Why do you need good rest in that first third of your life and good nutrition, rest, and good physical body taking care of that? And why do you have to put so much time, energy, and effort in being a true professional, truly proficient, truly satisfied, and productive in work life? It's all because those two buckets fuel, fills the third bucket of your life of time, which if life equals time, is the time you spend with friends, family, and recreation. So I think, based on my way of evaluating, we should be finding every tool, every bit of knowledge, every mechanism we can that's going to enhance our ability to enjoy our sleep time, maximize our productivity and efficiency and effectiveness in our work life and our work bucket of time, because that's going to give you the financial stability and time flexibility in your family, recreation, and friend bucket of time. That's the one we want to spend the most of our life in. That's the one we want to explore the most and travel Europe and go around the country and see the national parks or play, pickleball or whatever it is that gives us great joy. Because joy is a sustainable state of existence. Happiness comes and goes. When my wife gives me a compliment and says something, it makes me happy. But, 5 hours later, my chicken could get run over by a car and that would make me sad. But joy is I look out my window every day and I take great pleasure and joy in the green pasture and the running creek and the pond that I have on my property. Work, having a successful company, knowing that I am providing the viability for people to actually live their life to their fullest, at least as much as I can contribute, brings me great joy and pleasure. So why do I send this message? I send this message because I think we get too stuck in the mechanics. I think we get too stuck in what's on the news and the differences and the thickness and heaviness of what's going on around us. It really just boils down to these three buckets of time, people. And if you can invest in yourself, get trained, as an executive, get trained as a clinical director, get trained as an entrepreneur, start your own practice, because a snapshot of yourself now is going to look way different than a snapshot of yourself 5 years from now if you have the ability of grabbing the steering wheel of life and driving your car in your business. I just hung up the phone with a practice assessment call where I was talking to an owner who says, well, my practice is my baby, it's my little thing. I'm like, stop all that. That is what your kid is for. Your business can be some personal thing in the beginning, but it has to quickly evolve to being an asset. I love my house, but my house is an asset. I'm not planning on selling my house for less money than I paid for it. That's how you should feel about your business. So you got to go to work being a CEO and executive who happens to be a PT, not the other way around. This video is meant for you to have a wake-up call about if you're going to go into private practice, you have an opportunity to do the progressive PT practice model like there's never been done before, where you can open up a practice and you can literally just be in control of, responsible for, in terms of hatting, policing, product officering, managing, enhancing just your clinical staff, your DPTs, your PTAs, your techs. That's it. Everything else can be outsourced. Virtual front desk, outsourced. Billing, outsourced. Marketing, outsourced. Credentialing, outsourced. It's never been easier than it is right now, but it starts with time. Where do you want to spend your time? Don't you want to spend your time more on the friends, family, and recreation bucket? If you do, then invest in your good sleep, good rest, get a good pillow, and invest in yourself professionally with your career so that you can optimize the time and effectiveness you're having in that bucket so that you can fuel the bucket of friends, family, and recreation. That's my heartfelt message. All the rest of it's mechanics. All the rest is up to you to just invest some money and invest some time in yourself in that career side. And trust me, it'll pay off to you personally in that recreation bucket. I hope you get my message.